Welcome to the What's Up London show. I'm your host, Jennifer Slay. Before we get started, today and always, I want to take this time to acknowledge my ancestors that came before me, as well as express my appreciation and recognition of the privilege I have to live on Indigenous lands, specifically the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, the Napaewak, and Ottawandaran peoples. Today's guests range from extremely talented artists to extremely generous hearts. Our first guests have spent a decade educating and raising awareness on women abuse through the now international campaign, Shine the Light on Women Abuse. Welcome, Jennifer. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. So tell us why in the month of November, we're going to see purple.
Well, the community of London is going to see purple because it is the 12th annual Shine the Light on Women Abuse campaign. It starts on Monday, November the 1st, and runs the entire month of November.
Wow, okay. And so there's something significant happening tonight, November 1st, correct?
Tonight, Monday, November 1st, we have our annual tree lighting ceremony. So the Tree of Hope at the corner of Dufferin and Clarence is illuminated purple. And it's lit the entire month of November and then into the holiday season as well. So it stays lit, and there's some signage that is put up by the tree as well to show women that they are not alone. So the honorees that we honor during the campaign as well.
Right. And so this is an international campaign now, correct?
It is an international campaign. Yes. So there are some communities in Sweden that have adopted the campaign. Australia, there's a community in Australia that has adopted the campaign as well. So it has gone international, but here in Canada, it's all across the country.
Wonderful. And can you tell us more about what Shine the Light is all about and how it came about?
Sure. So the Shine the Light on Women Abuse campaign came about 12 years ago as an idea from one of our board members. And we ran with it. And it's been very successful ever since. Every year we honor one or two women, either a survivor or a woman that unfortunately we have lost due to men's violence against women. And they have an opportunity then to share their story and what they've been through, or a family member shares the story of the loved one that they've lost. And it really gives a voice to what has happened and what continues to happen in our community.
Yes. And the two honorees, who are they this year?
So this year we are honoring two survivors. One woman, her name is Shadia, and she is a survivor of the Rwandan genocide. And the other woman, her name is Rebecca, and she will be speaking tonight at the tree lighting.
Wonderful. Thank you. You know, I can imagine that over the last couple of years, things have become even more important for you to have that awareness out there because people have been isolated. Can you tell us a little bit about how your services have had to expand?
Sure. So we have, during COVID, our services continue to increase. We have been able to keep our doors open, and we have been able to continue to provide immediate access to service. We have had to adapt the way we provide service during COVID. So we are able to provide service over the phone and online to women that can use those services. It's been very difficult over the lockdown periods. Women are stuck in their homes. Everybody is stuck in their homes. So there is not a chance for women to get out or have an hour period of time where they could come to the center or make a phone call even. Children are at home as well, and there's no privacy to do those types of things. So when we've seen the lockdowns lift, we see an increase in service, and that increase, unfortunately, is not going down. So it's very important that we are able to provide immediate access to service. And what's great about that is our community here in London has always been so generous of the work that we do and of women and girls in our community that need the support. And so we are very, very lucky that we were able to hire some new advocate counselors to be able to provide additional support and keep up with the service demands that we are experiencing.
Okay. And if someone is watching right now and they know someone who needs your support, or if they themselves need your support, how can they reach out? What's the best way for them to reach out?
So women can call us anytime at all at 519-432-2204. We can set up an appointment for them to come in and speak with an advocate counselor. They can speak with one of our urgent services support counselors anytime in the afternoon from 1 to 4. It runs every day. And yeah, just making that first step of a phone call is the best way to go.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything that you and your team do, Jennifer. I know that I've seen a lot go on in the month of November and throughout the year as well. How can Londoners best support you?
It is so important to create conversation. It's the most important thing. So wear your purple on Wear Purple Day, November 15th, and have a conversation with somebody about why you're wearing it and why you need to support women in our community. The violence needs to end.
Agreed. Thank you so much for being here, Jennifer.
Thank you so much for having us.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Are you a woman experiencing abuse? Do you know a woman experiencing abuse? Help is available any time of day or night. Sheltersafe.ca is an online map that helps you find a women's shelter or transition house that meets your needs so you can live a life free from violence. Sheltersafe.ca. Help is just a click away.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Tyler Fines, host of Off the Puck Hockey on Rogers Channel 20. We interview some of the biggest names in hockey and sports. Check us out, Rogers Channel 20, Off the Puck Hockey. Let's go.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Welcome back. If you love art, appreciate art, or are a budding artist yourself, you will want to learn about the London Community Artists. Hello, Charlene. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jennifer. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. It's our pleasure. So tell us about the London Community Artists.
The London Community Artists are a wonderful group of about 50. We established ourselves in 2019. And when there was a core group that really thought that there was a need for another group here in London and surrounding areas. So they got busy, and we really have a wonderful group of artists representing all different mediums.
Yeah. And so what exactly do you do?
So we have a group meeting once a month. We also have online shows and upcoming shows and live shows. The artists are watercolor artists, fabric artists. We do oil and acrylic. There's some mixed media, alcohol ink. We have a group within the group that loves plein air. So we really are a versatile group covering many, many mediums.
Mm-hmm. Artists supporting artists, essentially.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
So
well,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
We sometimes bring in other artists to show their techniques and learning. That's been a little bit curbed lately, of course, but we will be starting that back up. And even one-on-one within the group. You know, how do I get this a technique, or what happens here? So yeah.
Well, I went onto your Instagram page, and wow, it was amazing. Some of the work is just absolutely beautiful. So how do you support budding artists who want to get to that level?
Mm-hmm. Well, again, through the one-on-one, through the monthly meetings, and it really is a supportive group. Anyone can reach out to any one of the members, and they'll lend their expertise and help out as much as they can. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's an event coming up.
There is. This weekend coming, so November 5th, 6th, and 7th, we are holding a live show at For the Love of Art. For the Love of Art is located at 725 Notre Dame. That's Notre Dame Drive and Viscount area. And we're very excited to be back in that venue for our live show. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what can people expect when they go to see the show?
Mm-hmm. So we have 38 of our artists displaying their work. We have about 100 and just over or just under 150 pieces of art that they will be able to see in all of those different mediums. For the Love of Art is a wonderful venue. There'll be lots of room to walk around and see the art as well as the venue. They have a wonderful cafe there with yummy desserts, and so I think it'll be a wonderful opportunity to get back face to face with people and really appreciate some art, which is best seen in person.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I am going to definitely go and check that out. And you said it's November 5th, 6th, and 7th, correct?
That's correct. We have Friday night, starts at 6 p.m. and runs till 9. All day Saturday and Sunday, we'll be there from 11:30 till 3:30 in the afternoon.
So Charlene, after this live event, there's an online show?
Yes, there is. We will be running an online show from November the 7th through to the 14th. So anything that doesn't get sold at the live show will be available. It'll be clearly marked on our website. And gives an opportunity to people when if they've seen something and needed to maybe think about it a little bit, they can go online after the show and pick that up.
If it's still available.
If it's still available, that's right.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us about the amazing artists that are in this city. And we look forward to the event coming up.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you for having us. And we look forward to seeing everyone out there.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Huron Flooring offers a vast selection of pre-finished hardwood floors in a variety of colors, textures, widths, and finishes. We also provide resanding and refinishing of your existing flooring and stairs. Visit us at Huron Flooring, 782 York Street in London.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Tyler Fines, host of Off the Puck Hockey on Rogers Channel 20. We interview some of the biggest names in hockey and sports. Check us out, Rogers Channel 20, Off the Puck Hockey. Let's go.
Hi, everyone. My name's Ranger M. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
It was my daughter's birthday. She was blowing out the candles on her cake when we heard coming from the TV. So we stopped and listened, and it helped us get to safety. That's why when I think of my daughter's birthday, because now she gets to keep having them.
You're watching Rogers TV, London.
Welcome back. Although it's important to take care of our vulnerable populations here at home, it is also important to pay attention to our brothers and sisters in the global community. Jennifer Raymer is here to talk to us about her organization, Friends to Cuba. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So tell us, what is Friends to Cuba?
Friends to Cuba is a group. It is myself who is a global worker down in Cuba. Some of us are called missionaries, but we're tending to move towards the global worker. And Friends to Cuba came together in 2001, and it happened by a knock on the door. And we called it Friends to Cuba because that's just what we do. We are Friends to Cuba, and we help volunteer and do humanitarian aid down in Cuba.
Okay, so what kind of humanitarian aid do you do? Who are you serving?
We serve the community first and foremost. We also have children's homes, which are also called orphanages, but we're tending to also call them children's homes. We have several of them in the Matanzas areas. And we also serve and provide aid to hospitals in several cities.
Okay, and you've been doing this for about 10 years now, is that right?
I have, yes. It started 10 years ago, and it's really, really vamped up into so many more opportunities throughout the country. And we're able to do quite a bit of humanitarian aid in so many more ways than I'd even hoped for.
Wow. So what are some of the growing needs that you're finding down there?
Well, you know, through this pandemic, there's been so much need. And number one is it's medical aid. And that means several different things. We are in need of PPE gear. In Cuba, there's a lack of aid in every way. So we don't have syringes, we don't have needles, we don't have gowns, gloves, masks. These are an absolute must. And to add to that, we are in need of medication. There is not even a bottle of Tylenol or Advil on the shelf for people to purchase in case of fever or sickness of any kind. So these are the big things that we are actually looking at right now.
You know, one thing that I know about London, I used to do a number of charities, host a number of charity events. And the one thing I know about London is if you ask, they will give. So what are some of the things that you're asking of Londoners right now?
You know, Jen, I have been asking everyone to help. If you know someone in the medical field, if you know someone in the hospital works there, or in a long-term care home, there's in the health units, there's so much excess. We really have, we're very privileged here in Canada and in Ontario and in our own city. And I must say that they have been really helpful so far. And I know that the more people go out there and just say, hey, we know someone who travels down to Cuba. She's providing containers, she's providing cargo, and she's actually going down herself. I'm willing to go drive trucks, pick it up. You tell me where to go. I will be there. We just need to spread that word. It's who you know, Jen, really. In our city, it's who you know. And I find Londoners really do step up to the plate when they hear that there's a need.
And so is it food? Is it clothes? Like, what are some of the items that you're needing?
Yeah, I'd like to touch base on the food. So we offer a food program down in Cuba. And it might sound funny. People have said to me, how do you send eggs down to Cuba? Well, we don't send eggs down to Cuba. What we've been able to do is provide a very healthy food program for the families down in the communities there. And in doing that, we are employing farmers and drivers to get the food program to the people. This costs only like $200 Canadian, and that feeds a family for an entire month, which is absolutely unheard of. I can't even imagine that happening here. So we also do this food program, and we're supporting so many people.
Well, and it's not just putting food on people's tables, it's also employing people and getting others involved. That is wonderful. So if people want to volunteer, if people want to support, they can go to the website and they can find you. And the next trip is in 5 weeks?
Actually, I leave in 3 weeks. I fly out November 15th, and I'm in the field working for 5 weeks. I have a really full time on my plate there, and I'm really looking forward to being back. It's been a long 2 years.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all that you do, Jennifer.
Thank you for having me, Jen. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Take care.
Every year, Dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Opening up your opponent and getting their center line can allow you to get them off of their balance, off of their game. If they're coming in towards me and they grab and I separate in any which manner, I can come in, clinch, grab, push, pull them off center, which can lead me to a takedown and then a strike. When I get them to a takedown or a strike, I have many options that I can come into, which can lead me into submission as well as breaks. Back up here. When doing takedowns, always make sure that you get them off of their balance, off their root. If he's standing as such, I can also come in, straighten knees backwards as well as bring them over.
Did you know that medical services are now mobile? Our next guest is a nurse practitioner and clinical lead of the H.O.M.E program, which is a collaboration of various community organizations. They have been nominated for the prestigious Community Collaboration Pillar Innovation Award. Hello, Brandy. Welcome to the show and congratulations.
Hello, thank you. And thank you so much for having us.
No problem at all. So tell us about the H.O.M.E program and what H.O.M.E actually stands for.
Certainly. So H.O.M.E, Health Outreach Mobile Engagement, is a partnership between London Intercommunity Health Centre, Middlesex London Paramedic Services, Regional HIV and AIDS Committee, and CMHA Thames Valley Addiction and Mental Health Services. So we form one big interdisciplinary team that provides primary care, acute care, harm reduction services, basic needs, support with substance use, and wraparound care services, meaning we try to provide support and care in all aspects of someone's life via a retrofitted city bus. So it's a complete clinic on wheels, amazingly, that travels to various locations around the city and services the most marginalized folks in our communities.
That is amazing. So it's medical services on wheels.
It is, exactly.
That is wonderful. So how can people access the program? Like where do they go and all of those things?
So the program is built on a shared belief amongst all of those organizations in accessibility. So obviously that's an important piece. The bus is very accessible. All one has to do is step onto it.
Okay. And what days and what parts of the cities of the city are you in?
We go to about 5 different locations throughout the downtown core on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have a bit of a smaller clinic, which is an SUV. And it's staffed by paramedics and nurses. And they travel around the city and go to wherever folks need them to go. So we have dozens of locations.
Oh,
We can see people in their homes, tents, encampments, shelters, or just on the sidewalk, wherever folks need to be seen. We go where they are.
So can people call and you'll go to their home?
That's not our most common way of practicing, but we can. The majority of the care we provide, people just come to the bus or show up at the SUV and ask for assistance.
Okay. Now, I was on your website and something that I noticed, I have experience in creating programs, and I know that when you involve the program recipient in the creation of the program, it's just so much better and more valuable to them. And that is what you've done.
Yeah. So we've taken the time to ask questions and listen really carefully to find out exactly what it is that our patients and folks in our communities need, and what their goals are for primary care and wraparound care. And we've tried to meet those goals the best we can. So we're constantly taking feedback from our patients and from our community and putting that back into the program. And so far, it seems to be working really well.
That is amazing. So who are the recipients in terms of, or not who, but how many people have you been able to serve doing this program?
So the program started almost a year ago. We'll be coming up on a year in the beginning of January. And during that time, we have provided care via the H.O.M.E program to over 650 individuals in the City of London.
That is amazing. Yeah. Amazing work. And what a wonderful collaboration with all of the partners.
The collaboration is incredible. We bring so many different sets of experience, skills, knowledge. It's one-stop shopping, so to speak, for our patients. They often don't have to go anywhere else. There's very few issues and problems that we can't deal with on the bus. And it's we try very hard every day to live up to our shared belief, as I said, in accessibility, equity, and judgment-free care. Because at the end of the day, until everyone matters, no one matters.
Right. Well, that is wonderful, because it's truly, for a lot of people, getting good medical care is a challenge. It's really a challenge, and you've made it that much more accessible. So thank you so much, and congratulations on the nomination. Very well deserved, and
thank you.
Good luck.
Very honored. Thank you for having me.
Well, that's a wrap. Thank you to all of our guests for being on the show and sharing the incredible work that they do here in London, Ontario, and beyond. Please come back and watch us next week. In the meantime, please visit our social media, like, share, comment, and until next time, be safe and take care.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Hi everyone, my name's Ranger M, and I work at Catfish Creek Conservation Authority. I'm the community outreach technician, and that means I do a lot of this. Chatting about all things nature and conservation with kids, adults, teachers, everyone. I love to knowledge share, and that's just what I'm going to do with you. So come on, let's go learn with Ranger M.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.